CPP is one of the only promises Canada actually makes to every single person who works here. Every paycheck, a little of it disappears into it, and most of us don't think about it again until we're close to retirement. Here, I'm decoding CPP for you, straight from Canada's official sources, so you actually know what you're owed. Turns out, the average Canadian collecting CPP right now gets $925 a month, not the $1,500 you've probably heard. And that gap comes down to three things: how much goes in, how many years you're in the system, and when you actually start taking it out. Most people kind of understand the first one. Almost nobody thinks hard about the third. So let's go through all three. First thing, how much actually goes in. If you're 18 or older, working in Canada outside Quebec, and earning more than $3,500 a year, you're contributing. Doesn't matter if you signed up for it, it just happens, straight off your pay. Your employer takes 5.95% of what you earn above that $3,500. Then they match it, another 5.95% out of their own pocket. So together, that's close to 12% of your income going in every year, up to a ceiling. If you're self-employed, there's no employer to split that with. You're covering both halves yourself, which is one of the real quiet costs of working for yourself that doesn't show up until tax time. Put a number on it. In 2026, the most an employee pays toward regular CPP is $4,230.45, with their employer matching the same amount. A self-employed person covering both halves alone can pay up to $8,460.90 on regular CPP by itself. Clear that CPP 2 band 2, and it's another $832 on top. That's over $9,200 in CPP contributions in a single year, all coming out of one person's pocket instead of being split with anyone. There's also a yearly cap on regular CPP. In 2026, it stops once your earnings hit $74,600. But take someone earning $90,000. They blow past that number, so for them, a second deduction picks up right where the first one ends. It's called CPP2, only around since 2024, an extra 4% on everything between $74,600 and $85,000. It's new enough most people haven't noticed the extra line on their T4, box 16A. So realistically, someone at $90,000 doesn't see CPP stop until they clear both caps, sometime around their last paycheck or two of the year. Here's the interesting part though. Your regular contributions get you a tax credit. CPP2 doesn't work that way. It's treated as a deduction instead. Different thing entirely. And for higher earners, that actually works out better. There's one more thing that affects how much goes in. If you've got a day job and something on the side, freelancing, a small shop, whatever it is, it changes the math a bit, and almost nobody explains how. Your employer's already deducting CPP from your paycheck automatically. Your side income doesn't get folded in the same way. You calculate that separately on your tax return using a form called Schedule 8. What catches people off guard is that $3,500 exemption. You only get it once, not once per income source. If you made $45,000 at your job and $20,000 on the side, your job already used up the exemption. The CPP on that side income starts from zero, no fresh $3,500. Second thing that decides your number: how long you're actually in the system. A lot of people assume there's some minimum number of years you need to qualify at all. There isn't. You just need to be 60 and have made one valid contribution, ever. But qualifying and getting the max are two very different things. To hit that $1,507 number, you need close to 39 years of near maximum contributions. Here's roughly what that looks like in practice. Say two people both retire at 65. One contributed at close to the max for all 39 years. They land close to that $1,507 figure. The other contributed at the max for only 30 of those years, with lower income or time out of the workforce for the rest. Fewer strong years, smaller slice of the max. That's really the whole story behind why the average sits so far below it. Not a penalty, just real life spread across a working career. There is one real protection here though, especially if you've ever stepped back from work to raise a child. Say you took 2 full years off completely, zero income, to be home with a child under 7. Without any protection, those 2 zero-income years get averaged in like any other year, and on a $1,000 monthly pension, that could pull your number down by $50 a month or more. With the child rearing provision, Canada erases those 2 years from the calculation entirely, like they never happened. Your average gets built from your working years instead, protecting that number. It's not automatic though, you have to apply for it yourself when you actually apply for CPP, so it's worth knowing this exists well before that day comes. Third thing, and the one that matters most because it's the one you can't undo. You can start CPP as early as 60, but every month before 65 costs you 0.6% permanently. Start right at 60 and you're locked into a 36% cut for life. Start at 65, you get what you actually earned. Wait until 70, and every month you hold off adds 0.7%, the full 5 years, and you're at 42% more than the 65 number, also for life. People make this call in one appointment and live with it for decades. Put real numbers on it. Say your CPP at 65 would be $1,000 a month. Start at 60 instead, and that same pension drops to $640 for the rest of your life. Wait until 70, and it climbs to $1,420, also for the rest of your life. Same person, same contribution history, 3 completely different outcomes based on one decision made in a single appointment. One more thing worth knowing. Everything we just covered was about your retirement pension. But CPP isn't only a retirement program. If you become disabled and can't work, there's a disability benefit. If you have a spouse or partner and you pass away, there's a survivor's pension for them. And there's a one-time payment made to your estate when you die. Same contributions, same system, just covering more of life than most people realize. So, that's your CPP number, built from 3 choices, and most of them are actually yours to make. If you want your real number, not the average, not the max, sign in to your My Service Canada account. Pull your statement of contributions. That's the one that's actually yours. That's Canadian life, simply explained. See you in the next one.